Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10X, time to level up. Hey, you are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast, coming to you from the Big Dog Construction Studio in beautiful downtown Springfield. Robert Ferriell here, certified 10X coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. Well, hey, you are listening to the Wellness Upgrade on Elevate Springfield, where we're going to bring you specific strategies to help elevate your health and wellness. Hey, if you're not elevating your health and wellness, you're not going to be able to elevate in all other areas. This is the baseline. You know I'm passionate about it, and you know that's why I brought this segment to Elevate Springfield. We want to thank our friends over at Shudokan Karate Club here in Springfield. Sensei Dennis and his team, over 50 years in the Springfield area. Traditional karate, teaching self-discipline, confidence, community. Traditional, powerful, real. That's Shudokan Karate Club here in Springfield. Check them out. ShudokanKarateSpringfield.com. We're going to get right to our guest after the break.
When I first walked into Shudokan Karate Club, I was just looking for a way to get stronger, but what I found was so much more. Here we train in traditional karate, the real stuff, passed down through generations. Every punch, every kata has purpose. I've learned self-discipline, confidence, and how to protect myself. Not just in class, but in real life. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being prepared. This is more than a club, it's a way of life. Join us at Shudokan, traditional, powerful, real. Ki!
And we are back for another edition of the Wellness Upgrade, brought to you by Shudokan Karate Club right here in Springfield. Hey, no matter your age, give Sensei Dennis a shout. Traditional, powerful, real karate over on the west end of town on Bradfordton. Familiar face in the studio again today, Mr. Kenny Hyde. How we doing today, sir?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So ready to get into some more health and wellness, brother?
Yeah, trying to get everybody the support they need. So
let's go. All right. Remind everybody what you do.
So I'm a health and wellness one-on-one coach. I keep people from quitting, essentially. I think that's what people are good at. They're just getting good at saying one thing, doing another, and sometimes having some one-on-one support and real education can be pivotal. I'm just here to catch people's blind spots. And so having a coach to help you every step of the way is what I think is helping people. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, today, the 80-20 rule. Yep. What is that, man?
So my take on the 80, it kind of comes spin off the Pareto principle. 80% of your successes are caused by 20% of your inputs. When you learn about whole foods, I think that's kind of the backbone of the 80-20 rule for me. I just feel like real food is the secret. When you eat more clean food that grows from the earth, walks on legs, flies, I think that is really going to help most people. So essentially eating as clean as you can during the work week for most people's schedule would be what we call the 80% time. Okay. And that's where it's our whole food commitment. And then that 20% is our weekend time, our fun time, our free time. So my habit system that I teach kind of has a work hard, play hard feel to it. So you've got whole food time when you're on the clock. You're going to be able to go through problems more efficiently because your blood sugar's not going on this roller coaster ride. Simply by eating real food, you're going to feel more energized. You're going to be achieving your goals, weight loss, whatever it is. And then most diets fail because it just breeds victim thinking, right? And so when you give yourself, you say, okay, real life does have cakes and cookies and lasagna and whatever else I could want, pizza. I think we should build that into our lifestyle. So that's what that 20% represents. And essentially 20% depends on how active you are and how big you are. But
Sure.
typically I say 2 to 3, we call them pleasure meals.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people say cheat
Cheat meals, yeah.
right? So that's basically the 80-20 rule that seems to work really well, because I think that's the problem with the diet industry. It's cut, quit, restrict, limit, portion, can't, cut, cheat, right? All these negative words that I think have a hypnotic trigger and just breeds victim mentality. So I'm there to empower people to make it something that's sustainable and do what we call upping the repeatability factor. So to me, that's what the 80-20 rule is all about.
Okay. So I'm big on terminology and how powerful words can be. You call it a pleasure meal instead of a cheat meal.
Right.
Why do you do that?
Okay. So I call them hypnotic triggers. I think I've studied a lot of Bruce Lipton, and he's big on, belief and our inner voice and how we talk to ourselves. Like, I'm a pretty spiritual person, and God spoke the universe into existence. So the power of the human voice, I think, is really important. And I bring that into my practice. Just reminding people that the way you talk to yourself matters, and if we say cheat, that's sending a signal to our subconscious mind that we're doing something bad, right? We're doing something wrong. If we just call it what it is, like a prime example of this is you've probably heard everybody say, "Oh my gosh, this is so good." Right. And usually it's something that compared to their goals isn't the greatest, right? It doesn't align. So if instead we can make that mental shift and say, "This is so delicious." I know that sounds goofy. I know that sounds
like
woo woo,
yeah.
but like, if we can simply say, "Man, this is so delicious," we're being more precise with our words. And that can get us out of those hypnotic triggers, because it's like, if you tell yourself over and over again, "This is so good, this pizza," and then what happens when you have a bad day? You go to what you've told yourself is good over and over again. At least that's my belief on it. So I don't know if that helps or
No,
answers
absolutely.
your question.
Yeah. No, you said woo woo. I'm a woo woo kind of guy. I like woo woo stuff when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
So
how silly is it if it works, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's not that woo woo. If it works for you, it works
right,
for you, right? So you talk about whole foods. Any particular type of whole foods? I mean, when it comes to like organic, non-GMO, all the pasture raised meats, all the good stuff.
That's a great question. I'm here to meet people where they are. If I'm meeting with somebody who doesn't have a huge budget, like, and they're severely overweight, the beauty of that is they're only going to need to make small adjustments. And so just getting them to eat more real food instead of the prepackaged freezer meals or whatever. But then if I want somebody that's like wanting the no holds bar best case scenario, I am going to recommend non-GMO, organic, grass fed, all the extras, because I think we do want to, instead of thinking, why is our food so expensive? We should be thinking, why is this food so cheap? Because those calories is what's creating your paycheck, if you think about it. And like, in my mind, and I'm not perfect with this, but if we could just put more money into our grocery budget and pull some from our entertainment budget, I believe the world would be a lot better place.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. No, and I was talking about this on the last episode, or a couple episodes, I guess it was, but I was talking about your grocery bill. A lot of people are afraid of buying the organic and all this stuff and paying up for some of that. But if you've taken out all the processed crap that you're buying, all the boxes of stuff, I think you'll find that your grocery bill can be about the same if you take out all that junk that you shouldn't be eating and just get all the whole food stuff.
Yeah, all the eating out. And I don't want to talk bad about that industry, but like a lot of people, it's about shelf life. It's about margins. So you don't know the quality of everything you're getting behind the scenes. And if you take these hands and you control that yourself, I'm all about that. So yeah, I would say organic, non-GMO. We buy that. That's why I think Aldi is one of the best places.
Aldi's become pretty great with their organic selection.
Yeah, with their organic selection and their prices, I think it's phenomenal. So yeah, Whole Foods. I had one client say, "Oh, we don't have one of those." It doesn't mean the grocery store. It means simply eating more of the food that Mother Earth produces. God put here, whatever you believe. I think there's a natural wisdom in that, because like when we ingest broccoli, there's a sulfate we get from broccoli that is good for vitality. And the broccoli doesn't have it, and we can't produce it. So you're thinking, how in the heck does that happen? It's the chemical reaction between the broccoli and our saliva that produces that sulfate. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
So there is a natural wisdom in whole food, not to mention it takes up a lot of space in our stomach. It's rich in fiber, and that speeds up gut motility. I think that's what a lot of people struggling with their weight today don't realize. I think the biggest unseen power is metabolism. And when you introduce more fiber rich, real food, our gut gets a workout. And it speeds up the gut motility and the digestion. And then the micronutrient density goes through the roof. So just eating real food takes care of a lot of problems.
Yeah.
You know,
like,
is my belief.
Yeah. And you just mentioned nutrient density, but I mean, with whole foods compared to the processed crap, I mean, it's no comparison.
No, you're right.
So many more nutrients and minerals in that.
It's alive.
Then you get it out of the middle parts of the grocery store.
Exactly.
Right.
That's it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just stay around the outside. That's what they always say, right?
Yeah.
Get them fruits and vegetables, the nuts, some of the grains.
Yeah.
You know,
and garden, you know,
Mhm.
garden when it gets warm out and all that. So, or if you know somebody who does, go pay for that, you know?
Absolutely. So when it comes to nutrition in general, do you coach your clients through tracking macros and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I think the two starting points is depending on what your goals are. I think a lot of people think that their calories can be whatever. And I think that's the biggest lie. Calories are sensitive. It's a spectrum. There is just as big of a problem as going too lean on your calories as there is going too high. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. They get that pendulum swinging. And so they binge and they purge, you know? And so like most people today, I'm having to put higher than they imagine. And I'm like, you got to trust me on this. Because again, that gut motility, speeding up, eating more, you know, and that's the beauty of whole foods too. You can eat more when you control, like even oils are not whole. It's the part of olive oil, it came from olives. So it's like eat the olives. So yeah, if you really do whole foods eating, it's tough. It's a challenge, but it's the easy button. You know, you'll see that weight falling off dramatically doing the things you want to do. It's just not simple, just not easy.
Right.
Is the thing.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. A lot of people do when they're trying to cut weight or something. They extremely cut calories and they go way too far on the other side rather than just taking it down 300 to 500 or something like that per day.
Exactly.
So then over a week you lose a pound or two and you're just kind of going through. But far too many times people restrict it too far and then they get sick of it and then they
quit or
whatever. Right?
Well, and then with like you mentioned macros, normally people, I get them focused on protein first as like a primary. I've had clients injuring themselves opening doors. I would say to any people listening, like eating disorder is a norm today. It's almost a norm. And so just getting people on like, okay, let's see where our calories are landing. So what I typically do is say, just go ahead and text me a picture of everything you put in tomorrow. I don't want them doing it every day. I don't want them obsessing about it, but pick one day where you send me everything you eat so then I can get a good ballpark on where we're landing with our protein. I start with protein and overall calories first, and then we can dial in the fuels, the protein or the fats and the carbs.
Right. Because I would imagine most of the clients are deficient in protein.
Yeah.
First off, right?
100%.
I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen, and you see it, people's bodies are falling apart. They're not used. I mean, they're not even doing basic self-care with their protein and they're wondering where their joints hurt. They have this injury, my shoulder's messed up, you know, and the body's falling apart. So even using supplements for some gals, it's hard for them to eat that much. And so it's like at that point, that's what supplements are great for, like S2 and all these different places around here. I recommend them because if you're not getting enough, you have to do something or you're going to have an injury. You're going to have something bad happen. And so a lot of people don't realize that, you know? So,
no, and I think you're right especially with women. Sometimes I think protein, when people thought protein, they're thinking the gym bros,
just
and
muscle,
just getting out there. I want to get pumped. I want to get jacked.
Yeah.
But that's not the case.
I mean, your ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone, goes down. So it's actually an appetite suppressant. You're going to wake up feeling better, like actually rested. So it's not just about muscle. It's about sleeping good, feeling good, not having crazy cravings, skin, hair, nails. I mean, the whole lot of it. There's a lot of reasons to do your protein. So that's why I consider it the primary macro.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the one that's different than the rest. I mean, that and fiber. Protein, your body needs those raw materials, especially if you're like you and I and we're training all the time. So
you have a good rule of thumb for protein intake?
I like to tell people, just the average person off the street, like whatever your ideal dream weight is. Pick that number and try to achieve that in grams of protein each day. And you just want to burn that in to your daily habits. Like if you can make that, this is what I do now, this is just habitual, you will be galaxies apart from your peers in a short period of time. If you just do that one thing, what's my dream weight? Pick that number, make that grams of protein in a day, and do that every day. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
Awesome.
So,
Perfect.
well, I use that as my baseline because I'll go up from there.
You can go up from there,
especially if I'm trying to bulk, trying to gain a little muscle or things like that. I'll go up from there, but that is my minimum per day.
And a lot of people aren't drinking, they're not hydrating. So if I go tell them that, they're just hammering their kidneys. And so that's why I go in the low range, like, and then be hydrated. It's not, it's simple stuff.
It is. It's simple stuff. Our bodies are simply machines, not simple machines, but we are just machines, and we need good inputs to have good outputs. Right. Caloric deficit means we're going to lose weight. A caloric surplus is we're going to gain weight.
Yep.
So let's
100%.
go. Well, Kenny, if anybody wants to work with you on any of this stuff, where do they go?
I would say just text me. Send me a text. 217-883-8837 is my cell number. You can go to kennyhyde.com and sign up for a free consultation. And I'm all over all the social medias. Kenny Hyde, HYDE.
Let's go. Kenny, appreciate you coming down again.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we're going to let Kenny get back to elevating Springfield. For the rest of y'all, we'll be right back.
Hey, Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing, your local roofing experts serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later. Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing. Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hope you're enjoying these quick hits of actionable strategies here on the Wellness Upgrade on Elevate Springfield. Thank you again to Shudokan Karate Club. Hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great. Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at sangamontreeservice.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.